How do you see PM Modi's upcoming US visit? What do you think is the significance of this trip, and what are the likely outcomes of his meeting with Trump? Look, Trump is in a hurry. And this is a completely different Donald Trump from what we saw from between 2016 and 2020. The first Trump 1.0 was a very different Trump. He was not allowed to do anything, not allowed to achieve any of his objectives. And he wasn't quite sure of his objectives as well. He wanted to build a wall with Mexico. He doesn't care about a wall today. Right now, he's in a tearing hurry to completely upend the entire world. And his objective is to be remembered as the biggest, baddest, greatest president of the US since George Washington. Okay. And he has the full might of the deep state right behind him this time. So he's in a hurry. He uh, he has completely reshaped the perception of Canada and Mexico in the relationship with these two countries. He's now focusing on Gaza, which he will deal with very quickly. He's talking about Greenland. He may get that. He's talking about the Panama Canal. He may get that. So these are the low hanging fruits. Canada, push over. Like, he can deal with them any way he wants. Mexico, once again, there's nothing Mexico can do against the US, so he can deal with them. Uh, Gaza, easy to deal with from a US perspective. This is all low hanging fruits for him. Then comes India. India is the world's fourth most powerful nation, number 4 in the world. India is a nation that is neither here nor there when we are talking about taking sides. We are neither in the Russia China camp, we're neither in the Western camp. We are friendly with everybody. We have a multi aligned foreign policy, multipolar foreign policy. Some would call it multi aligned, some would call it non aligned. I don't like this term non alignment. I would say multi alignment. Strategic autonomy is a term Indian analysts love to use. Whatever you want to call it. We have an independent foreign policy. That's what it means. And we're not taking sides with anybody. We want to deal with everybody in a friendly way. Now, when Mr. Modi visits Washington, D.C. in 3 days or so from now, Mr. Trump will be ready for him. So they meet and they have the customary hug. Then they go inside behind closed doors, and that's where the real game starts. And here's what Mr. Trump will tell Mr. Modi. Look, okay, I'll not try and speak like him because I can't do that, but he's gonna give a set of ultimatums. I need this from you. You need to decide right here, right now, today, not tomorrow, not next week. You've got to decide right here, right now. Are you with us or against us? If you are friends with China and Russia, you're against us. So you have to take a side. That's quite likely what will happen. So what does that mean for us? He if he gets everything he wants, it will mean that India will become a US ally. India will cut off relations with China and Russia and be completely pro-West. In an ideal scenario, he will even want US military bases on Indian territory. Now, he will come up with absurd demands to get what he really wants. You ask for 100 billion, and then when the person says no, you say, okay, instead of 100 billion, give me 100 million, that sort of thing. So you make an outrageous demand so that you can then later come down and ask for what you really want, and then the other side will be willing to give it to you. So he knows how to negotiate, how to bargain. He has a very distinctive style, the art of the deal. So look, we're going to be presented with a set of ultimatums. And when Trump gives you ultimatums, he can make good on those ultimatums and threats. So we can't say no. But what we can do is, yes, sir, of course, we'll do what you want. But here are the things we want, sir. Number 1, number 2, number 3, these things we also want. So we give you what you want. You please, sir, give us what we want. And he said, no, I can't do this. That's too much you're asking for. Then you negotiate and you bargain and you do that. And ideally, we get as much advantage as possible out of the entire thing. So what is it that we can ask for? We can say, sir, you are sanctioning Chabahar. Now we cannot access Central Asia because we cannot go against your sanctions. Sir, we need access to Central Asia. Please give us guaranteed access. We will do what you say. Right? So what is the meaning of guaranteed access to Central Asia? It means POK or Balochistan or something. Obviously, he won't give that. But then we can negotiate then about Chabahar. The other thing we can ask for is that, okay, sir, you are deporting Indian illegal migrants, immigrants to the US. We will take them back, of course. But sir, we will now do the same thing here. We will send back Bangladeshi migrants to Bangladesh. Sir, please don't make a big deal of it. We will take back all our illegal immigrants, and you allow us to send back the goddamn Bangladeshi infiltrators who are infesting India. And you allow us to do that. And please don't make your media do a hue and cry of over this. That's another thing we can ask for. Third thing, please stop all this support for industrial scale Christian conversions in India. Your missionaries and all these organizations that are converting Indians on an industrial scale, demographic reengineering. Stop that, please. Another thing we can ask for is please end your support for Project K, the cookie terrorism in Manipur. Please stop funding the cookies. That's it. Then we'll deal with the rest. Once you stop funding them and supplying them arms, ammunition, all that, we'll quietly deal with them, with the illegal infiltrators. So there are things we can ask for in exchange for what they ask for us. Trump will obviously want India to become a US vassal. We can pretend to be a US vassal with certain red lines. One red line that cannot be crossed is no American military bases on American soil or on Indian soil. As long as that's not there, you are not really a vassal. But yeah, he may say that you have to buy our arms and ammunition and weapons. You have to buy the F-35. The more American weapon systems you buy, the more you get embroiled in infiltrated by them. Because you have to open up your military to them. You have to sign various agreements and all. So it's going to be a process. But Trump will have certain ultimatums for us, for Mr. Modi. So Mr. Modi will obviously be prepared for this. He's a very smart man, and he will have to go back. He will have to go there prepared with a set of counter demands, and then let the negotiation begin. Let the game begin. And the two leaders, Mr. Modi and Mr. Trump, get along very well. So obviously, it will not be. It will be a pretty cordial and polite negotiation. Of course, this is a very different Mr. Trump. It's not the old Mr. Trump. This is a very different beast. And you may be friends at a personal level, but this is between two countries. So he's not going to, step back. So that's how it's going to be. I think the next 4 years is going to see, in the next 4 years, we're going to see the pinnacle of the India-US relationship. The best ever time we've had in the relationship between India and the US. All problems solved. Best relations. How good? Mr. Modi and Mr. Trump dancing together hand in hand. That's what I think will happen the next 4 years. We just need to play our cards right.